hello.
Hello.
It's really nice to be here, and we've been and we've come back again.
Hooray.
Now, James, is your T-shirt clean? No. Yeah. Why have you got paint all on you?
Because we're busy painting in classrooms and the computer room.
And did you like doing the painting?
Yeah.
And did you paint yourself?
Yeah.
And did you paint Jonathan?
Probably.
And did you paint Harrison?
No, I didn't.
Did you paint Colin?
Yeah.
Suffice to say, we were very busy doing more than just painting. Let's see if this will work. Which button do I press first? The right-hand button.
Hey. Oh.
Right. Right, there's a very good reason why the first sign says it's Zimbabwe baby. Harrison, who was on the trip, has a YouTube channel. And anytime he goes somewhere, guess what he shouts? On three, we're going to do it, James. Come on, we're going to do it. And we're going to say 1, 2, 3, it's Zimbabwe, baby. So everywhere we went in Zimbabwe, we had to do it's Zimbabwe, baby. This is a map of Zimbabwe. We flew into Harare and we travelled down to Mutare. And this is when the team actually arrived on the Monday morning, having flown overnight. Did you enjoy flying?
Yeah. I was a bit tired.
I think we were all very tired. But this was great. This was great. Everybody was together, which is great. And this is the project that was awaiting for us. JDS stands for Joshua Dube School, which is the school in a township called Dengamvura, which is part of Mutare. And what you'll see in these photos is how mountainous a region it is. So this project started about 10 years ago when Mission Direct first went and built the first 2 classrooms. These are classrooms number 19 and 20, and it was going to have the 5th toilet block added to it as well. So this is the project that's waiting for us, and the bricks are waiting for us as well. The pile of bricks need to go down the hillside in front of us onto the concrete platform, and there's... Without what?
Breaking them.
And who kept breaking them, James?
Not me.
What you will see on some of the other photos is there's quite a height difference between where the bricks are and where we needed them. So we spent quite a lot of time passing them, and we perfected the art of rolling them. They not all survived being rolled, but there you go. This pile of bricks represents 15,000 bricks, and we moved 13,000 in the 10 days we were on site. So we got muscles, didn't we, James?
Yeah.
This is what the school looks like when you're standing on its playing field. Everything you can see with the blue roof basically is Mission Direct built. And you can see the beautiful mountains behind. I mean, it really is a school with a view. I never get tired of seeing it in the slightest. And so it begins. And for many of you who may know Tim Martindale, we do believe this is one of the photos we've got, few photos we've got of him actually in action, building. He does have a bad back, but it seemed very appropriate that he got to put the first couple of bricks down. So this is literally starting on the corner of the school. And then we seem to spend an awful lot of time moving bricks to the far side of the building platform and everywhere else. And more bricks. And even more bricks. Because we spent an awful lot of time moving bricks. So there's 10 of us on the team. You and me, my son Jonathan.
Harrison.
Who came?
Harrison.
Harrison is a bit obsessed by Disney. He's 21, but he's got autism. So he plays an awful lot of 20 questions involving Disney. So our knowledge of Disney has gone really high now.
Mine hasn't.
Disney, Disney Sally, which was great. It was different from moving bricks. These are the other kind of jobs that we were doing. This is a computer room, and you can see all that there is a steel barred door, and the idea just beyond where Harrison is staying, and all of the room had to be painted, including the steel door. It's a computer room, so it's somewhere safe and secure for the laptops to be kept and stored safely. The last thing you want is to put all these resources in and then somebody to come in and pinch them. So it was really important that not only are we building classrooms, but we are also making sure things are safe, so they're usable for the kids as well. So that's Harrison rubbing the walls down. I don't know why, but he was.
That's what they had to do.
And this will start explaining how come James has got paint on his T-shirt still. James has become very good friends with roller brushes. So Anne and Martin, if you want your house decorated, you better give him a roller brush. But it's a little bit unsafe because there's my son Jonathan painting over his head.
I didn't paint him.
You didn't paint him? Oh, I think you might have. You'll see from other photos. So all the walls had been plastered and dried out. So here the boys are painting them white, and then they will be painted a slightly different colour shortly. As you can see from this photo, Colin, Jonathan and James are all wearing quite a lot of paint. But they got on with it, they got the job done, and they did really, really well, which is perhaps the most important thing. We discovered, James likes moving bricks, but you like painting even more, don't you, James?
Yeah.
Get him in the spotlight, obviously.
And Hannah, shh. This is meant to be serious. It's another part of the job that we did when we were there. Not only were we building, but we were painting as well. And as you can see now, the walls went from plaster to white to blue. James just loved doing the painting. In James's defence, Harrison did tell him to stand like this and make it look like, la-da! I've done it. But it was part of the fun as well, so that's okay. There we are, back to moving more bricks. And we got local volunteers from one of the charities we were working with. They pitched in as well and helped us move bricks. I have to say I got repetitive strain injury on my hands because the bricks are quite heavy and my thumbs got very tired. It was very sunny. We all got slightly sunburnt, even though we had factor 50 on. It was often 28 degrees plus. There was a continuous breeze blowing across the building site as well. So I think we got sunburnt and windburnt, and then we got wet when it rained. So, all seasons in a day, really. One of the other parts of the project was somebody called Jill, who you can see in the blue T-shirt in this photo. Jill is a retired teacher who specialises in dyslexia. And so she has got fantastic experience and resources dealing with phonics. And one of the big problems that they've identified in Zimbabwe, as well as here, is children who have not been to school for 2-3 years because of COVID are lagging behind in their phonics. So Jill was doing some serious one-to-one support with the children that were identified as having needs, and she would work with them every day to make sure they got their phonics sorted. And she had taken out lots of kits with her as well for the teachers to keep going with this practice when we left as well. It's all very well teaching people phonics, but you've also got to give them the resources to keep it going. So that was very much what she was involved in. This was her 7th trip. She's been incredibly committed to the school. On the Saturday, this is a project called Today for Tomorrow. And think of it as a bit like a big Sunday school gone mad. I'd been asked to speak to this group, and I said yes. And we were told there'd be about 80, maybe 150. There were 560 kids. And I had the challenge of speaking to these children, and I spoke about faithfulness and just said it's really hard when you're young to understand what faithfulness is. It's only when you get older and you realise that God has given you good friends and constancy and a good church family that you really understand what faithfulness is. But it was amazing to be involved. We had to wait 15 minutes to start because you could literally see the children running from the local township up the road to come and join us at the school. So it was an amazing experience. Also discovered that not only does James like painting, he also likes iced coffee milkshakes. And milkshakes and smoothies are very popular in Zimbabwe. It's a lovely way of cooling down, and of course it's quite a nutritional thing in the grand scheme of things. And James has a weakness for iced coffee ones. We all had them, to be honest, but James got very... You liked them, didn't you? He'd have them doubles, don't worry. We also helped at an orphan feeding programme. This happened to be a day when there was a national bank holiday. None of the children were in school, and again we'd been told, oh, there'd only be 60, 80 children. And there was 205, and we were feeding these kids. They are some of the most gorgeous children. It is their only hot meal of the day. And because we were there and we put some extra money in the pot, they had rice and vegetables. A normal meal would be sadza, which is the Zimbabwean dish of mealie meal, which looks a bit like a very insipid mashed potato and some greens. So the day we were there, they had a bigger meal, and we were involved in giving the food out as well. And this is the team of ladies who week in, well, every single day, feed these children. Yes, a lot of the children are orphaned because of HIV, because it has wiped out a whole generation of people in Zimbabwe and across a lot of Africa. But it was a joy to spend time with these ladies, and I'd first met them 6 years ago. And what a joy to be back with them. And they have served so faithfully every single day since then. Every single day, cooking for 40, 60 kids who have no parents to make sure they've got a hot meal. I thought it was an amazing example of service. And then we went back to the bricks. But this time you can see that the bricks are going up. The bricks are going up really, really well. And you can even see that there are some window frames in place. If you know what the old Crittall metal windows look like, that's exactly what's going in here. They don't need double glazing, it's too flipping hot. They don't want plain panes of glass, so they put in the sections one in the Crittall ones. So that's what's going on. And this is the actual day we are on site, and we have been laying bricks. And you can see just above our heads that they have actually managed to get the ring beam in. For those of you who aren't technical, like me, it's a concrete bond that goes around the top of the building, and it secures the building in place, it keeps the windows in place, and then they can start putting the rest of the building together. So this was the last day, and it was very hard saying goodbye to people because we'd had a fab time. But this was this week, and the roof is on. And it's just so exciting to think that this is basically 6 weeks from start to finish. No, it's 5 weeks start to finish, and the roof is on. So that's from one end, and that's it from the other end. And just such a joy. Tim Martindale, who's led these trips before, he says it's the fastest one he's ever known to happen. So the fact it was done in 5 weeks is amazing. On the left of this photo, you can see there is some wood, and that is what they use for scaffolding. There's no scaffolding poles, there's no metal work, it's just wood, knocked together at 45-degree angles, wedged in the ground, and up they go. And these guys are just amazing how they do it. And the last photo really is about what next. Most importantly, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for your support and your encouragement on this journey. Thank you for the praying that went on as well. I'm not sure what happens next year. Technically, all the classrooms are now built, but perhaps they need more toilet blocks or things like that. I would love to go back. What did you ask me on day 2, James? Do you remember what you asked me?
Can I come back again?
Day 2, and James wanted to come back. What did you ask on day 14? Do you remember?
No.
Can I come back? And what did you ask me after a week?
Can I come back?
Absolutely. It would be my joy to take James back again. I would take anybody back with me. One of the lovely things about doing this kind of project is it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you can come with a paintbrush, I would love to take people and get messy. Yes, but that was you, James, not me. So above all else, thank you for praying for us. Please pray about what we do next, because I don't know what the answer is, and it will be exciting to find out. Thank you.